Hi, this is Ishan. I would be giving a tutorial which will help you in completing your assignment related to extreme mountain bike cost benefit analysis case study. This tutorial will be divided into multiple sections. Let's start with the first section. Before moving ahead, I would like to give you a brief idea about the case study. Uh, Extreme Mountain Bikes is a company which manufactures mountain bikes. It is planning to replace its existing IT infrastructure with an enterprise system like SAP implementation that would help in maintaining data related to key functional areas like accounting, sales, warehouse operations, and at the same time integrate them in order to avoid any kind of manual intervention for transferring information from one department to another. Before proceeding with replacement, the management would like to perform cost benefit analysis in order to find out what value will the new replacement add to the existing system in terms of revenue. As a part of this assignment, you are expected to create a workbook. So let's start with MS Excel. I'll just save this workbook. Select Save as Excel Workbook. Select any location where you would like to save your workbook. Give any name to your workbook. I'm saving my workbook with name case study on my desktop. Click on Save button. Let's start with creating first worksheet. Select tab sheet 1 and double click on it. Now type table of contents. Click on the cell. You can see name of sheet 1 got changed to table of contents. Now let's enter purpose of the workbook. You can switch between cells by hitting tab key. To analyze results of different scenarios under which a decision can be taken on whether a legacy system can be replaced with a new SAP implementation. Now I will enter summary of workbook. The summary contains two different columns. The first one would be worksheet. The next one will be content. I'll resize width of my column by going to the column. Then you can see this cross sign. Click on it and drag it towards right. As you can see, the width of my first column has got increased. Similarly, I can increase width of columns worksheet and content. First worksheet would be table of contents. The content would be description of the contents of the workbook. description of the contents of the workbook. Next worksheet would be cost. List of implementation and maintenance cost. Benefit. List of all recurring benefits. Then cost benefit analysis. Contains calculations related to cost benefit analysis and economic feasibility of the project. Last worksheet would be break-even chart. Contains break-even chart for the project. Now I will enter name of the person who created the workbook. Since this is an individual assignment, you will be entering your name. Now I will enter last modified date. I'll give today's date. After creating first worksheet, I'll go ahead and save my work done. I'll click on save icon. Now I'll select second worksheet. I'll double click it and will type cost. The first column would be implementation cost. Next column would be dollar amount. I'll resize width of my columns just as I did in the first worksheet. I'll go to the column, I'll click on the cross sign and will drag it towards right. All the costs entered in this worksheet will be considered as negative for calculation purpose. So I will have to change the format of my dollar amount column. I'll select the column and will do a right click. Select option format cells. I'll select category number and will select the second option. This will highlight all negative values in red color. Now I'll select category currency. As you can see, dollar symbol is already selected, and this is how the cost will be displayed. All looks good and I'll click on OK. I'll enter first implementation cost. Software licenses. I'll type minus and then I'll enter value. I'll hit enter. Next one would be hardware. I'll type minus and then cost. In this way, I'll enter all the implementation cost. Now I'll calculate total implementation cost. I'll resize width of my first column. Excel provides an inbuilt sum function to compute addition of numbers. Type equal to, type sum. You can see a list of all the functions related to sum. Hit tab key. It will ask you for all the numbers which you would like to add. I'll select range of numbers. I'll close this expression with a right parenthesis and hit enter. You can see total cost is computed. Now, in order to improve look and feel of this table, I'll select all the cells. I'll go to the icon bottom border. You can see there's a small arrow. I'll click on that arrow and will select the option all borders. I'll select top row of my column and will click on the icon bold. Similarly, I'll select the cell total implementation cost and will select icon bold. Also, I would like total cost to be highlighted with yellow color. So I will select the cell containing the total cost and will go and select on this icon which shows fill color. This completes implementation cost table. Now we'll be entering maintenance cost. The first maintenance cost is software license maintenance fees. As in case of implementation cost, this cost will also be negative. I'll type minus, will enter the value, will hit enter. Next cost would be new IT employees. I will enter the value. And will hit enter. Now I'll compute total maintenance cost. I'll make use of same sum function. You can see total maintenance cost is computed. I'll repeat what I did in case of implementation cost table. I'll select fields, click on this icon. Now I will highlight top row of my table. I'll select the cells and will click on icon bold. I will highlight total maintenance cost. Select a cell which contains total maintenance cost and click on field color icon. I'll save my work done. Now I'll create third worksheet. Click on tab sheet 3. Double click on it and type benefits. Click on first cell. The first column would be benefits. Next column would be dollar amount. I will resize my columns. Select column dollar amount. Do a right click. Select option format cells. Select category currency. You can see symbol dollar is already selected. All looks good and we click on OK. Now I'll enter first benefit value. Increase profit due to increased sales. The dollar amount would be next benefit value is reduce inventory holding cost. The dollar amount would be next one, reduction in clerical workforce. The dollar amount would be I'll resize width of my columns. Now I'll compute total benefits. I'll make use of sum function. You can see total benefit value is computed. Now to improve look and feel of this table, I'll select all the cells and will click on icon all borders. I'll make top row of my table as bold. Similarly, I'll select a cell total benefits and will make it bold. I will highlight the cell containing total benefits with yellow color. Select the cell and will click on icon fill color. Now I'll save work done by clicking on save icon. Let's create a cost benefit analysis worksheet. I'll double click on tab sheet 4. We'll type cost benefit analysis. Then I will select cell A1. Please note that I will start with creating cost benefit analysis worksheet in this section of tutorial, but I will complete it in subsequent parts of my tutorial. Let's start with entering first required field, that is discount rate. I will resize width of my first column. Then I will enter cost. Under cost, first one would be implementation cost. Next one would be maintenance cost. Then I will enter present value factor. Next one would be present value of costs. Now I will enter benefit. Under benefits, first one would be recurring benefits. Next one would be present value factor. Then present value benefits. Then I will enter net benefit cost. Then I will enter overall net present value. This would be present value of all benefits minus present value of all costs. As per the case study, you are required to assume lifespan of 20 years for the project, but for demonstrating I will assume lifespan of 5 years. So I will enter number of years starting with 0. With this, we have created basic structure of cost benefit analysis worksheet. Now I will create last worksheet of this workbook, that is break-even chart. I will double click on this tab and will type break-even chart. On this worksheet, I'll be printing value of overall net present value for all 5 years. First, I'll enter number of years. Then I'll type overall net present value. I'll resize width of my first column. With this, first segment of tutorial comes to an end. I'll continue with explaining basic techniques used in Excel and concepts related to cost benefit analysis in my next tutorial, and also will show you how to complete cost benefit analysis and break even chart worksheets. Thank you.